So what happened there is he was saying that you want to look at getting more comfortable with it. That's the goal. Getting more comfortable is how we're looking at it. What can I still do with it there? Can I still go to the cinema? Can I still go for dinner? Can I still see my friends and family? Can I still do all of these things with its presence? And that was what was so key in my journey towards recovery. Learning to see that I could stand it, that I could wear it like an uncomfortable coat, that it wasn't a nice experience, that it was an uncomfortable experience, it wasn't very pleasant, but it didn't stop me like I imagined it would. And that was key, because what happened is I had learnt to view it, learnt to see it as this terrifying, all-consuming force, and that is what kept me so scared of it. And another thing that you often see, especially by people that don't understand OCD very well and think you can just leave thoughts there with OCD and just leave the anxiety symptoms and it will fix in all cases and scenarios. Well, no, that doesn't work. And that's why people then become more scared of fear, because they think, oh my God, all the anxiety hasn't gone and I'm not even that anxious. And so then they get scared. So we're looking at it as a journey so that you're learning to get under those core fears to bring the background chronic guilt and anxiety down. But having anxiety there is not the end of the world. It's not a disaster. It's okay for it to be there. It's the same as if you get angry or you've never experienced the feeling of anger before, you would be like, oh my God, what's this? What's this experience? Or anything. If you haven't any experience, a bodily sensation you haven't experienced before, will be scary. Maybe somebody who has a disease which gives a particular neurological symptom, once they learn that that neurological symptom is harmless, then they're less scared of experiencing that sensation. But initially, when they first develop the sensation, they become very scared of it. And there's many things like that in life, and I can think of many variations of nervous-related symptoms that I experienced along the anxiety journey that gave me all of those experiences in the body and made it feel very, very scary. Because I was like, what's this? What's this sensation? What's this feeling? That must be dangerous. Why is my heart hurting? Why is there a pain in the chest? Why are all my muscles locked up? Why do I feel like my eyesight is kind of going a bit blurry? Why do I feel my skin is all very dry? And all these versions of these things that when we don't realize how much the nervous system is causing this, triggered by anxiety, we get very scared of these things. So that's what these books, both Claire Weekes' book and the Paul David book, are very good at doing, explaining, so that we understand, this is how the nervous system is reacting. But what we don't want to do is keep reading that in a reassurance cycle, because what we do then is we're trying to, I was trying to always say, that symptom's nothing to worry about because that's just an anxiety symptom. But then you get to a point, well, what if this isn't an anxiety symptom? So then I obviously had to take it further to accepting even if it wasn't, or even if I died, or even if I got very ill, or whatever, or any of those things, that internal surrender from all of these sensations that arise because of this nervous system that's fired up. And that's going to happen with OCD, because OCD and anxiety, it's a fight or flight. You're trying to get out of somewhere. So you're going to find that your body is going to react all the ways like you wouldn't think. If you got really angry right now, you'd feel all different sensations. You'd feel your muscles tight, you'd feel your heart pounding, you'd feel your breathing short, you'd feel all of these things. But because we know those, and they're sort of, it's very common in society, those sensations, we don't view those like that. But if you suddenly woke up in the middle of the night feeling very angry with all that going on, you'd be very scared of that. You'd think, what the hell is going on? And this is a disaster. So it's about getting comfortable with whatever sensation is there, especially with panic attack recovery, which is where a lot of my OCD and anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder and all of that stuff journey started. Because when a panic attack sensation used to come on, I wanted to run away from that sensation so much, to escape it, to get away. And so that was the problem. You've got to lean into a panic attack and allow it to do its worst, allow it to make you feel the worst you've felt or whatever. And then as you become internally willing is the key word, then it loses its grip. It's the internal resistance, the opposite of willing, that means that it builds up, and that's why we get that situation. So we're learning to become more willing. We're learning to become more allowing. We're learning to just allow the body to do anything.